Hey guys, what's up? My name's Ines. I write kissing books, and I'm back to talk to you about productivity, goal setting, and how I set up my quarterly Kanban board to achieve my goals. As I mentioned, I learned this from an amazing woman, amazing author called Sarah, and I'm going to link in the video how she teaches how to set up Kanbans, and she has a whole class on how to do it. And she does it differently than I do. So I think it's always a great idea to get more than one way to see more than one way of how to do something before you settle on how you're going to do it yourself. Plus, she breaks it down really minutely. So, and she's just awesome. But in the last video, I showed you what my previous Q2 Kanban board looks like. And now I have started the process of setting up my Kanban for Q3, quarter three, which is July, August, and September. But before I actually set up my Kanban, I make sure that I know what my goals are. And I recommend that you do that too. I like to divide my life into 3 areas. And for those 3 areas, I have 3 goals. So goal 1 typically pertains to my author career. Goal 2 pertains to my financial independence, what some would call retirement, but I don't plan to ever retire. So I just want to be independent financially and not have to do anything that I don't want to do. And then the last goal deals with my health and my well-being, which I call self-care. So the first thing that I did was I made sure that I had those 3 goals set. And these goals pretty much stay the same for all year. These goals are pretty much my 3 standard goals in life. So in goal 1, each month I will earn a certain amount of money through book royalties. And you'll see I have 3 different goals, or 3 different variables there. I have a doable goal, I have a reach goal, and then I have a stretch goal. My doable goal is what I know I'm capable of. My reach goal is I'm kind of getting there, and if I just stretch a little bit, I can reach that goal. And then 20K, I've only done once, so that is like that pie in the sky goal. But each month I need to do 5K, but I feel most comfortable that I will, if I do 10K, I'm going to hit the actual goals, because the money has specific jobs that it needs to do. When it was 5K, half of it had a job, and then the other half had a job. And then as I started to make more, I assigned more duties to the money that I was making. It just doesn't woohoo, just go there and I just spend it all. No, it has a job to do, and I make it work. So those are the 3 royalty goals, but then I break those down into different projects, because remember, when we have goals, I like the idea of a SMART goal. If you heard that term before, SMART goals are specific, they are measurable, they are SMA, they are attainable, they are relevant to what your vision of life is, and then they are time bound. So all these goals are time bound with a 3-month quarterly plan that I make. And all of these goals lead directly back. When I make a goal, that goal is going to lead back to what my vision of the life that I desire is. And I do have a vision board. I might share that with you in another video. But what's most important to me is what it'll feel like when I achieve my goal. Don't laugh, even though I'm laughing. But I don't necessarily have, even though I'm a very visual person, my goal isn't so much a vision, it's a feeling. And I know that I've reached my goal when my life feels like I'm wrapped in a warm blanket. I know that sounds silly, but that's what it looks and feels like to me. The security of a warm blanket, where I could get up if I wanted to, but it's oh so warm and snuggly and safe inside of this blanket. I don't need to have a care in the world. But if I did have a care in the world, it's okay, because everything is taken care of. That's what it feels like to me when I have achieved my vision of life. So that's what all these goals are going to pertain to: the author royalty goal, the financial freedom goal, and the self-care goal. So within goal number 1, I break it down into SMART projects. So remember, I have 3 pen names, and the pen name that makes the bacon, no, I don't eat bacon. The pen name that earns the bacon, that's Shanae Johnson. She writes sweet Western romance mostly. That's where my money is coming from, sweet Western romance. And she writes a lot. I write her books first. I get up typically around 6 o'clock in the morning and do my little putzing around, and then I sit down and I write 1 to 4 chapters depending upon where I am in my schedule of what she needs to get due. And usually she's writing about 3 books or more a quarter. This is going to be an easy quarter for Shanae because she has all of her books are written up until September. So this is Sweet Carol is In a Shared World, and this is October's book. And The Rancher Takes His Last Chance at Love is the 6th book in a Sweet Western series. And this book is coming out in November, and I'm going to write it probably in July. No, I'm going to write Sweet Carol in August, I think. So she only has 2 books to write, and these are the only books. The last 2 books are going to be released this year, are going to be written in the summer because I'm getting ahead. And then other than her writing goal of these 2 books, then she has, I'm trying to get to 10K subscribers with Shanae, and I'm very close. I'm more than halfway there. So in the summer, I want to add another 3K subscribers. And the way that I'm doing that is I have what's called a reader magnet. I may do another video on how to do that, but I have a reader magnet, which I give out for free, air quotes, because if someone wants to read the book, they have to sign up for my newsletter in order to get that book. And I'm happy to put that link down in the comments as well. Put that link down in the notes as well, or link that down below. I'm happy to link that down below if you're interested in seeing what that looks like. You can look at it, then unsubscribe. I won't mind. But that I put a $5 a day Facebook ad directing a very highly targeted audience of Facebook folks that I'm sending that ad to you. So people who like Debbie Maycomer books, people who like the Hallmark Channel, things like that. Very, very targeted audience that I'm sending that book to. And I'm getting about maybe 50 subscribers a day. So I'm well on my way to that, with just a $5 a day Facebook ad. So I might be spending $150 a month, but it's worth it because if they go on to buy the book, that book leads into an 11 book series. So 11 times 2, or I'll make about $20 if they read the first book. And the way that I craft my books, I make them like crack. So you can't just have one. Once you get to the end of one, I introduce the next character, and then you should be clicking to buy the next book, and on and on and on until you're high in the sky. I know that's the wrong analogy, but yeah. So I do that, and then the first book in that 11 book series, I make sure I have cost per click. That's what CPC stands for. I have cost per click ads running to that continuously. I think I'm spending maybe $40 a day in cost per click ads. And then I do at least 2 paid promos per month to those books, to that book, excuse me. And that's my On His Bended Knee book, which is perma-free. So if you are interested in checking anything out, go look for On His Bended Knee by Shanae Johnson. That's me. It is sweet romance. So there's kissing, but nothing else. Then under my Ness Johnson pen name, I need to finish these vampire books. And I have set Q3 to finish these freaking vampire books. Because Midnight Sun is coming out, and I want to capitalize off of Edward's perspective. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Twilight. So I need to finish those books. So that's one of the reasons why Shanae only has 2 books that she's writing, because I need to spend my time finishing up those 3 books. The Midnight Dom series is a serious moneymaker for me. And I need to get those books done. So the Dragon's Rebellious Sacrifice, I'm writing that in my free time. Probably get like 1 or 2 chapters done a week, but I still want to move ahead and in that series and try to get that done. And then I have a Plan Ahead series because I want to work on another book idea, and I'm allowed to world build that in my other free time. I doubt it's going to happen, but I like to put it there because I like to know what I'm going to be working towards. So those are Shanae's goals, and those are Inessa's goals, and they're very, very specific. They're SMART goals. They are very specific. I'm telling you exactly what book I'm trying to write. They are measurable, and I'm going to be able to outline them, draft them, revise them, and send them to the editor in this time frame. Again, just those 2 books with Shanae, and I'm really going to focus on these 3 books. The one in the middle here, her Vampire Princess. The one in the middle here, her Vampire Princess, that's only $20K. words, so that should not take me too long to do. So it's technically I'm writing 2 here and 2.5 here. And this is kind of not. This is not a large book either, but whatever. And then with NS Johnson, my steamy pen name, I am just gonna book some quarterly promo because I have about 18. I think I have about 18 books under NS. So she has a nice hefty backlist. I just don't have the time, the mental capacity to write any more than what I'm writing right now. I'm doing a lot. So that's goal 1. And then my goal 2 is attain financial freedom or FIRE. Yes, I'm in the FIRE community, financial independence, retire early. And to do that, that pertains back to goal 1, which is to earn a full-time living with my royalties that I should be putting towards my retirement. And actually, I don't even have that specific goal there. So I have a goal of saving $5,000 per month into my retirement fund, because if I'm making that, if I'm doing that 10K and I only need $2,500 to pay my expenses, feed my family and all that, and then I spend about $2,000 a month on my author business, about $1,000 to $1,200 in promos and ads, and then the other bit to covers or editing or what have you, that comes out to about $2,000. Then the rest of it needs to go towards saving. I don't have expensive taste. I don't have a lot of expenses. Either my debt is not very big, other than student loans, because I've got one kid in college and I have a master's degree that I still need to pay for. A master's degree that I don't use that I still need to pay for. That's the only debt that I have. So I'm skipping ahead. So I have a goal to put that, actually you need to be over here like that. I have a goal to put that into my retirement every month. And I'm making over $10,000 a month. So I still have some left over and I don't have expensive taste. So yay me. My second project in here. So the first project is to put money towards retirement. The second project that I have is to earn another income outside of my books. Yes. And to do that, I'm going to be teaching. So there's a program in my county called the YET program, and because I have taught in the media world for 15 years, they know I have skills because I volunteer my services sometimes, and then people are like, "Oh, you know what you're doing? Can you come teach us?" And I usually say yes. So there's a program. It's one of those like after school, but for older kids and adults kind of programs. It's run by the county. It's low, no muss, no fuss, and they pay really well, and they're really nice people. And so when they say, "Hey, we have some classes for you, can you come teach for us?" I say yes. I also do those email courses with RWA and some other online platforms like Savvy Authors. And those are fun. And I have all this content from being a teacher for 15 years that it's no muss, no fuss. I update the emails, I send it out to people, I respond, I say very kind words, because a lot of times an author just needs some kind words to push them along. And it's no muss, no fuss. And it's a few $100s a month, which is lovely. And I'm putting up these YouTube videos. And did you know that if you get a certain amount of views, YouTube will give you some money? So I'm trying to get to that point where YouTube starts giving me some money because you are watching my videos. So that's another way for me to earn some more money to put towards my retirement and warm blanket fund. The last thing that I have under here to attain financial independence is to pay down my debt. These are the last bits of credit that I have. I have these are 3 credit cards, and most of them are about $1,200 each. Most of it was like vacations and stuff like that. And I was just paying the minimum just because, but I started to get really serious about paying down debt. And these 2 are going to get paid off in the summer. And this one is probably not going to get paid off until Q3. So I'm sorry, Q4. I'm going to put that there. So that's how I'm going to attain. It should be attain, not obtain. I'm a writer. Attain financial freedom. So that's how I plan to attain financial freedom. Very, again, SMART goals. They're very specific. They're measurable. I have deadlines of when I'm going to do each of these I'm going to get it done. And then the last goal, which was my self care goal, to increase personal happiness and well being, I started the Noom program. It builds habits. I like something that gets me engaged daily. And with Noom, you get basically alerts to your phone, and you get these little short articles to read. And it's done by psychologists, so they're like slowly turning your head around on how to be healthy, and it's working for me. So I'm enjoying it. Um, so I do that every wake up, and I do that every day. It's now a part of my habits. I told you I'm working on a Beachbody program called Focus T25 that's done by Sean T. I'm doing really well with that. So expect my Beachbody coming at you soon. And this is hard for me. The meal planning is really hard for me because sometimes I will batch cook food and I just don't want it. I want something else, and I'm working really hard on trying to grocery plan better, because when I get in the grocery store, I told you I don't have expensive taste except for when it comes to the grocery store, and I just go overboard when I go to the grocery store. And I'm not a bad eater. Like I love eating fresh fruits and vegetables, but sometimes I will buy those fresh fruits and vegetables and then they just sit there. And sometimes I like to get the exotic ones too, and then they just sit there and go bad. I'm working on it. I am working on it. So that, and then lots of reading. As you saw, my glorious sticky notes of all those books that I read in Q3. So that's what those are my 3 goals. So however you want to, and you don't have to have 3 goals yourself. Maybe you have one big goal that you want to work on and you want to break that into different projects, or maybe you have very different goals than what I have, and that's perfectly fine. You need to know what your vision is for your life, and then you need to figure out what the steps are for that you need to take in order to get closer and closer and closer to it. But these are mine. I'm going to be an author for the rest of my life. I want to be financially independent, and I want to take care of myself. So those are the 3 areas of my life that I'm very focused on, and this is the plan on how I intend to do it. Now that I have this broken down, I'm going to start to make my little sticky notes. I'm going to stick them on my board, and I'll meet you back here and show you how I did it.